Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. After a pause of more than half a century, humanity is finally pushing back into deep space. The Artemis II mission is a truly monumental step in that journey, and it officially signals the end of a long lull in lunar exploration. So the question is, what really makes this flight so historic? Well, in this overview, we're going to break down 4 key takeaways. Our analysis today is based on the article Beyond Apollo, 4 Takeaways from NASA's Historic Artemis II Lunar Flyby, which was written by Curt Robbins and published on LinkedIn on April 6, 2026. You know, for more than 50 years, since the final Apollo crew left the moon way back in 1972, humanity has been, for all intents and purposes, confined to low Earth orbit. Artemis II is the mission that changes everything. It really marks our return to the lunar frontier. Okay, so to really understand the significance of this mission, we're going to focus on 4 key areas. First, we'll talk about a record that was shattered. Then, we'll get into what it means to cross a gravitational guardrail. Third, we'll look at the actual science happening in deep space. And finally, we'll connect it all to the broader Moon to Mars strategy. All right, let's dive right into our first takeaway, a record shattered. Think about this for a moment. For 56 years, the crew of the Apollo 13 mission, a mission famous for its incredible drama, held the record for the farthest humans have ever traveled from Earth. That's a long time. And now, with Artemis II, that record has finally been surpassed. So let's look at the actual numbers. The Apollo 13 crew made it out to 248,655 miles from Earth, an incredible feat. But the Artemis II crew pushed that boundary even further, reaching 252,757 miles away. That's a difference of over 4,100 miles, officially setting a new benchmark for human spaceflight. Now, you may think this is just about bragging rights, but it's really so much more than a number. This new record is a powerful validation of decades of technological evolution in aerospace. It also represents the first tangible human step towards a much larger strategic goal, establishing a permanent base on the moon. Okay, that brings us to our second takeaway, which is about crossing a sort of gravitational guardrail. This guardrail has a technical name, the lunar sphere of influence. What is that exactly? Well, it's the specific region in space where the moon's gravity becomes the dominant force, pulling more strongly than the Earth's. And let me tell you, in the world of celestial mechanics, crossing that line is a significant event. By crossing into this region, the Artemis II mission fundamentally changed. It transitioned from being an Earth-centric flight to becoming a true lunar mission. This is huge. It's the first time since the Apollo program that a crewed spacecraft has truly left our home environment and fallen under the gravitational influence of another celestial body. Now for our third key point. This mission is all about science in deep space. You know, this is absolutely not just a joyride. The crew has a very packed schedule with 10 specific science objectives they need to accomplish in coordination with Johnson Space Center. On top of that, the mission serves as an incredible test of the Orion capsule's heat shield during its high-velocity re-entry. And while all this is happening, they're making close observations of the lunar surface from only about 4,000 miles above it. Mission specialist Christina Koch really put the scientific value into perspective with this quote. She said, "The moon is like a witness plate for everything that's actually happened to Earth, but has since been erased by our weathering processes, our tectonic processes, and our other geologic processes." What she means is that the moon's surface is a pristine historical record, preserving clues about the solar system that have long been wiped away here on Earth. And this brings us to our fourth and final takeaway, the bigger picture, the Moon to Mars strategy. It's really important to understand that this Artemis II flyby isn't a one-off mission. It's a foundational first step. The long-term strategy is to use missions like this to establish a lunar base. And that base will become a crucial proving ground for all the technology and procedures we'll need for the next giant leap, sending humans to Mars. So here's what that timeline looks like. We have the Artemis II flyby happening in 2026. The next major milestone is to actually return astronauts to the lunar surface by 2028. And from there, the 2030s and 2040s will be focused on leveraging that lunar presence to prepare the pioneers who will eventually be bound for Mars. So to wrap things up, What does this all mean? Well, these 4 takeaways really show that we are witnessing the dawn of the Artemis era. What's clear is that Artemis II is not just a nostalgic nod to the past. It's a bridge to humanity's future in deep space. By shattering a record that stood for over half a century, and by conducting real, sophisticated science as a crucial step toward Mars, this mission has opened the door to a new, permanent era for humanity beyond Earth. This all leaves us with a pretty profound question to consider. As we witness the start of this new era, and we move from just visiting space to actually living there, what discoveries about the universe, and about ourselves, will a permanent human presence in deep space finally unlock? Thank you for joining this AI for Career Success video overview. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. If you like these videos, please subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. Go ahead and like, comment, and share this video. It really helps us reach a wider audience. And finally, you can use the QR code you saw at the beginning of this video to buy us a coffee. Or you can hire us to coach you or your employees in AI. Thanks again for watching.